I'd like to spend a few minutes today and just talk to you all about a concept that if you don't really utilize in crypto, you likely will fall behind. And I'm not talking about losing gains or anything. I'm just talking about maximizing your returns in the cycle. And this is a concept that I didn't really take too much into consideration in my first bull run, right? My first bull run was the last bull run. And I kind of went through it thinking, look, crypto is scary, dangerous. It's not really worth me looking into it too deeply to utilize and maximize my money. I'm just going to speculate on a few coins and cross my fingers and hope for the best. And that, of course, landed me in the same position of the many, which was, well, losing money, right? I think a lot of you will, unfortunately, hearing this, have to face those same consequences in the cycle. And that is why I am making the videos I'm making, and this one particularly today, to help you really just kind of jumpstart all those possible, I guess, problems I face and those mistakes I made, and really shake you and say, listen to videos like this and learn from the things I was too stubborn to learn myself. And keep in mind, at that time, I had just over 4 years of traditional finance background. So I thought, even back then, my shit didn't stink. What am I talking about today, guys? It is going to be revolving around staking. Now, before you jump away and leave, I'm not going to run through the boring old stuff. I'm going to give you some numbers. I'm going to show you with my portfolio here how impressive some of these rewards are. And staking doesn't have to be complicated, doesn't have to be kind of scary or dangerous. You can do staking in much safer ways than what you might presume. Now, wherever you hold your crypto tokens, whether it's on a ledger, a Tangent, whether it's hot wallets like MetaMask or Hashpack, or whether it's on a centralized exchange, all of this stuff can be taken away from you. It is crypto. Even these cold storage wallets like Tangent have got backdoors in them, which we've seen time and time again now, unfortunately, come up. So there is no place you can call safe in this industry. It just depends on how safe you want to be. And where I decide to stake, I'm not going to again go over it today, but where I decide to stake, long story short, is on hot wallets that are native to that network, not some random hot wallet like MetaMask is pretty synonymous with Ethereum, for example, and layer 2s. We're trying to find the MetaMasks of each network to stake on those, okay? So there's a whole different story there, but I want to, again, just take you through some of the maths and just hopefully wake you up to how much money you're leaving on the table, which can honestly make this a much more safer and profitable bull run for you. But before I do, guys, I do want to ask a quick favor right now that we've stopped right quickly. If you do enjoy the content, right, all I ask in return is if you drop down there right now and say a thank you with a like on the video. It does go a long way. It honestly does make my day. When I wake up in the morning and see you guys enjoy the content, I get happy and I want to make more. So drop a like, and also while you're down there, hit the subscribe button as well, because that makes me even happier, right? So exiting safer is one of the two outcomes of actually staking. I've shown this quite a lot on the channel, so for those of you who are new around here, I will quickly run this through with you. When you stake your tokens in crypto, there's two results, and you get to choose which result you want to have. Number one is exiting safer. So in this case, in this example, right, you have 1,000 tokens you start off with now. In 12 months' time, you stake, and you can stake on any network, basically, but let's say each network, or one of these networks, gives you 20% APY. This is on the higher side, but definitely these networks can allay that. Most of them are about 10% or so. And you stake for 20% APY. And in this case, being safer, rather than you looking for your $25,000 goal, right? Rather than you looking for a 25x to turn your 1,000 tokens into, let's just say, 25,000. So hypothetically, each one of these tokens when you bought was $1. Again, looking for the 25x. Well, in this case, if you stake, you acquire more tokens. So over, of course, 1 year, you collect 200 tokens. And that is not if you not compound, okay? So that's actually probably going to be a little bit more than this. And in this case, you can actually decide to sell at 20% cheaper at $20 if you decide to have the same outcome of $25,000. So I know I've thrown a lot of words around here. All I'm trying to say is because you've acquired more tokens along the journey, that allows you, if you still want to achieve just your goal of hitting $25,000 revenue, to actually decrease the sell price. So this is pretty important because in doing this, the price may not get to $25, right? It may just hit $25, but the high or the illiquid market allows it to pull down. And so you exiting at $20 in this case may have saved you a lot of money. Alternatively, you can just simply make more money, right? So in this case, you just sell it at 25x, so you sell at $25. And of course, because you have acquired more tokens, and of course, you look for the same multiples, you're going to get the extra money. So it's $5,000 extra. So in this case, overall, you actually get $30,000. So you get to choose what you prefer, more money or be safer. But this is what it affords you. You can actually have both. You can bring down your sell price whilst not bringing it down to the point you exactly hit your revenue. Now, I know you might be thinking, Kyron, this is all good and well, but this is a little bit hard to track, isn't it? Like, how are you supposed to track all of these coins? And not just that, but know when to sell. Well, that's why I made this sheet here, right? The No BS Staking Rewards Portfolio Tracker. I've gone ahead. This is all my portfolio. I'm just showing you guys right off the rip. You won't see this anywhere else, right? If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. This is directly what is happening to my own portfolio, okay? Now, I've got all the coins I'm staking. HBAR, Manta, Mina, and Nia. Now, I would stake more, but when you stake, you have to be careful, right? In crypto, all these things called lockup contracts, right? When you stake, there is sometimes a requirement to bond your tokens to that validator, right? The person you're giving the tokens to earn your rewards for a period of time. Now, in this case, Celestia, I have staked, is the longest unlock period, right? Which is 22 days. Manta is about a week and so on. But I believe pushing a month unlock period can be quite dangerous, which is why I've got in this calculator here a month, right? So you can have a look and decide yourself, when you want to unstake. For me, I think around August, September, October is pretty well, at this point, is what we know right now, a good time to unstake, just in case at that time, maybe we can push it a bit longer, who really knows. But I am looking to unstake around that time. So depending on when I've staked these different amounts, so I've got different dates in here, of course. This is when I add more money to my positions. I've obviously got the dates down here and when I'm deciding to sell these, but I'll all sell them at the same time. So, for example, HBAR, I staked my first lot on November 14th. My second lot was about a month or so ago, but I'm still selling them at the same time over here, okay? So I'm still selling my 9 months, but I'll get a little bit less rewards on this second lot, okay? So I'm not going to explain how this works per se. I wanted to give you one number though, okay? Let's relax our brain for a second here and get back to being ahead of the curve in just a moment. But first, I wanted to introduce you to a super new and ultra low market cap coin with some serious potential called Tars AI. Now, Tars actually reached out to sponsor today's video to tell you all about their super interesting AI focused project. And I actually wanted to say a big thank you to Tars, because without them, I couldn't continue to bring high-quality daily crypto content to you. Tars is an AI-driven, scalable Web3 infrastructure project built on the Solana blockchain that facilitates the operational transition from Web2 to Web3 for individuals and also businesses with many types of products and services. But the key part here is AI. Tars leverages artificial intelligence in almost all of their products, as it's the very pinnacle of work and home life operation these days, especially when it comes to working within Web3. Products like their Web3 AI aggregator, AI wallet, and multi-chain AI bridging tool all actually integrate seamless use of crypto tech with the inclusion of AI. Not to mention as well, they also offer blockchain as a service and custom token creation for businesses looking to scale their own networks, leveraging, well, you guessed it, AI. All this to say their products allow users to remain at the spearhead of the AI revolution whilst transitioning their operations from a Web 2 only environment into a Web 3.1 as well. Now, you might be asking, what's the benefit of this? Well, the benefit of transitioning to Web 3 is the cross-border and flexible ecosystem that has been flourishing over the last few years, which is also a great hedge into the future technology developments. Interestingly, Tars is the only AI altcoin to be directly backed by the Solana Foundation with a $300,000 grant and a possible multi-tweet support campaign coming soon as well, alongside other large crypto influencers. Like any crypto veteran should know, growth in this space has all got to do with a successful marketing campaign, which is what Tars is aiming to accomplish here. They're even looking to list on Bybit and KuCoin, two very popular tier 1 exchanges, which should bring in even more demand. If you want to know more about Tars, do not forget to go down below and use the links to research more, because as you all should know, you need to do your own research. Let's get back to the video. If you want access to this, of course, in the private community, I've got this. I've got my exit portfolio tracker. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to make sure that you are the most equipped to make money in the cycle. But the outcome of this is this number right here, $108,723 US. Now, what that's allowed me to say and do is, if I go ahead, and again, this is all conservative here. I'm not trying to stake and lock up my tokens for 12 months from now, which means they might never actually unstake, which means that I'm going to unfortunately be holding my tokens for the next, 4 years. We're looking to stake and unstake very, very quickly here, right? Within, I'd say, the next, give or take, 6 to 7 months. And what this allows me to do is take this $108,000, apply it to this, and I'm telling you right now, I made this sheet to save you hundreds of hours and prevent screw-ups, of course, in the private community. Now, in this sheet itself, what we like to do in the private community, is have a look at the coins and try to reduce, when possible, the top side. This is what you need to do, okay? Again, this falls into that first principle there, which is be safer. For me, I know my goals in the market. My goal is to make just under $4 million US, all right? About $3.6 million US. So for me, I'm not worried about making any more money. So there goes that second staking rule. I'm just here trying to make the money because I've set very clear goals for myself and leave. I screwed up in the first cycle. I will not make the same mistake the second time. And that is what you would call a fool. And I would recommend that everyone out there, non-financially, of course, none of this is financial advice, that anyone deciding to actually go ahead with staking or go ahead with anything to get themselves extra yield is you don't push your buttons. Don't push your luck, get the returns, and get out, which is why I'm not pushing these staking terms for too long. Again, we'll see when the time comes if it is worthwhile holding the stake for a little bit longer, but arguably the returns on the end aren't as massive and worthwhile. So in the same respects with the portfolio here, every time I dollar cost average, every time I stake and look at the rewards, which we'll look at now, what do? I bring down my average sell price. A quick way to have a look at your entry levels versus the sell levels is by how many multiples you're making. Now, on some of these coins like Near Protocol, I'm in at a fairly cheap price. I think Near Protocol is a 20x at this, but I'm very comfortable with having it at high multiples because I think Near Protocol will go well and truly over $55. But for most of these, you can see here with Render, 8.3x is all I'm looking for. Celestia, 8.4x. Pith, a 10x. And I'm consistently bringing these down. I think Hedera will go well and truly over $1. And yeah, I'm over here selling at 70 cents because I'm just trying to be safe. Just trying to be safe will allow you to exit the market. And if it's too early, you might want to play around with some money. But I'd rather exit early, play with some, than risk it on the end. Okay, very simple. Now, what we do once we've acquired and done this sheet, of course, we're going to go over here now and do a very simple thing. We're going to add in the staking rewards on the bottom. And look what this does. You see this total revenue over here? Okay, if I reverse that, it's at $3.798 million, which is basically $3.8 million. We add the staking rewards to the top side, and we've basically just printed $8,000. So, in the typical fashion of reducing my risk, in this case, again, we're just trying to achieve our goal here of about $3.7 million. So then I can go to all of these coins and then reduce the top side price. So for Near Protocol, that might be like $45. You can see it move down a little bit here. For Mina, that might be $6.50. For, let's just say, a more higher risk project like Synesis, it's a micro cap, but let's just say that might be 80 cents, for example. And over here for Flux, that might be $9. And you can see us moving down. And I will continue to break this down and reduce the sell levels here as much as I possibly can to bring it exactly to the point of me getting to my goal. Again, we're achieving our goal, and what we've just done through this process, and the same can be said for your dollar cost average into these coins, moving our top side of our entire portfolio exit levels down to get out of the market. I cannot stress how important this is for you to understand. Hopefully this example has given you some perspective. I'm not trying to kind of push the private community onto people or access to these sheets, but I want to stress, if you do take this seriously, that is what you want. If you want to use these sheets, you have the resources in front of you, okay? I'm talking from experience here. Ask anyone in your private community. They will tell you how important and useful these sheets are. But whether you don't want to use these sheets, I'm not going to force you to use them. Just take the principles I'm telling you and do some maths. ChatGPT, Google Gemini, these AI tools are so useful these days. You can just, as long as you can think of how to articulate what you want to do, punch it in there, and it'll give you all the answers like I showed you just here, okay? But please track your portfolios, please track your exit levels, and when you dollar cost average, or if you decide to stake, again, I've got 13 coins here. I'm only staking 5 of the 13, and you can see just based on that and conservative staking rewards, how much I'm able to move some of these exits on the top side down. Guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I know I've been making a lot of portfolio restructure videos lately and just overall portfolio videos, but I think now is such an important time to do this because as the market's about to heat up here soon, whether we might, kind of hit 68K and break back down again and, have some more sideways action for another few more weeks, or whether we keep moving up from here, I think irrespective, it's a perfect time to look at the portfolios, to do the preparation and planning, and then on the top side in the next 6, 12, 18 months, however long the bull run goes on for, you will be thankful. It's a one and done situation. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you do enjoy it. Have a great day. Thanks all. Bye.